Hello, my name is Elise Franco, and I am a graduate student at the University at Buffalo. This presentation, Creating a Culture of Inclusivity with Multilingual Storytime, was designed as a type of beginner's guide for incorporating languages into Storytime. Storytime is a valuable program for both children and caregivers. It demonstrates early literacy techniques that promote development both in the library and at home, as caregivers put what they observe into action. Unfortunately, for the English language learner, these efforts can get lost in translation. The goal is to design a welcoming program where everyone can enjoy the benefits of storytime. One way to help break down this language barrier is by incorporating multilingual content, even on a small scale, into regularly scheduled storytime programming. The purpose of this presentation is to provide children's librarians at any language level with the tools to include multilingual content into Storytime in hopes of cultivating an inclusive culture and increasing accessibility. At the end of this presentation, you will be able to evaluate the specific programming language needs of your library community, articulate the significance of current language census data and the benefit of multilingual Storytime, and apply practical knowledge and research to the delivery and assessment of your own multilingual Storytime program. For this presentation, multilingual is defined as using or speaking several languages. Storytime is defined as a children's program that is 30 to 60 minutes in length and involves a librarian reading stories aloud while incorporating songs, rhymes, games, and other activities. Story times are often designed for specific age groups. For example, birth through 24 months, toddler, preschool, and K through 2 story times are common. By combining these two key definitions, we can define multilingual storytime as a storytime program that incorporates several languages. In the article Beyond Bilingual, Payne and Rowley refer to this type of program as being multilingual friendly, and it is a great way to approach this topic. In order to understand the importance of language incorporation, we must first understand the significance of language in the United States. According to a press release from the U.S. Census Bureau, the American Community Survey collected from 2009 to 2013 reported 350 languages spoken in the U.S. Of those 350 languages, the top 10 included Spanish, Chinese, Tagalog, Vietnamese, French, Korean, German, Arabic, Russian, and French Creole. Out of the over 291 million people, ages 5 and over, that were surveyed, around 37 million spoke Spanish. While not reaching as high of a number, the subsequent languages are still significant with over 1 million speakers, and languages in the 8 to 10 spots came very close to the 1 million mark. This identifies a large portion of the population who speak a language other than English, and this group may very well be attending your story time. This set of data is significant because it represents primary age children and caregivers who need to equally understand storytime content. General data can be helpful for selecting initial languages to include. However, specific data can help tailor storytime to community needs. Lisa Kropp, Youth Services Coordinator at the Suffolk Cooperative Library System in New York, suggests completing a community needs and asset assessment to obtain such information for your library. She suggests starting with a list of need-to-know questions related to the surrounding community. This might include questions like, who lives here? What cultures are represented? Are there different languages spoken? And what agencies in the area serve the same audience? Through observation and experience, library staff should be able to answer these questions with confidence. Comparing results helps create a community map that should not only reveal languages spoken, but community resources that might help create a multilingual friendly storytime. Patrons can also be a valuable resource. A suggestion box placed in the children's area can return pertinent information. In addition, asking caregivers to complete a short program assessment could be telling. Asking what they liked about Storytime and what they would like to see in the future might lead to multilingual content ideas. Finally, CROP recommends several online resources. Census.gov, diversitydatakids.org, and kidscount.org include useful language statistics. The Community Toolbox, created by the University of Kansas, includes a plethora of resources related to conducting community assessments, surveys, and more. Data related to the specific library community can help guide the type of multilingual content and the scale to which it is applied in Storytime. So, why make the effort? There are several benefits to learning a second language and to Storytime that, when combined, create a program that is welcoming, understood, and beneficial for all involved. Spitzer explains how speaking a second language can improve cognitive control. A person will simultaneously activate words for a particular object in every language that they know. As a result, they must exercise extra cognitive control to decide which language is appropriate and select the correct version. Over time, perfecting this practice provides increased focus and the ability to ignore distraction. Similar to the research presented by Spitzer, the Center for Applied Linguistics reports that a second language creates more flexibility in thinking and a better ear for listening. In addition, it improves the understanding of a native language, increases opportunities for communication, and has a positive effect on intellectual growth and mental development. Storytime also has its benefits. These include introducing children to new books, helping to create a lifelong love of reading, fostering early literacy skills, providing unique opportunities for socialization, and having a long-term positive impact on reading proficiency as children become experienced readers. According to Sensical, children are better able to acquire and retain language while using it casually and regularly in everyday interactions. This makes multilingual Storytime the perfect venue to reap the benefits of both learning a language and Storytime. In addition, multilingual Storytime helps break down communication barriers, celebrates diversity, helps caregivers whose second language is English carry on practices at home, as well as creates a more inclusive environment and valuable learning experience for all participants, including those who are native English speakers. Creating a worthwhile, multilingual friendly Storytime is possible even for the monolingual librarian, and practitioners offer several attainable options for getting started. Rachel Payne and Jessica Rowley, coordinators at the Brooklyn Public Library, began their multilingual Storytimes after being approached by a mom who expressed in Spanish that her daughter loved Storytime and was learning, but she herself did not understand what the librarian was telling her, even though she knew it was important. BPL recommends playing Storytime songs and rhymes in different languages, selecting bilingual books, asking for help with pronunciations, electing bilingual Storytime ambassadors from the library community, asking participants to share stories and songs in their native language, using wordless books, reading big books, and using visuals and props like puppets and felt boards to help participants connect with the material. They also recommend creating Storytime guides in various languages that explain the Storytime format and provide literacy tips for caregivers. Other practices resulting from librarian experience include being flexible and allowing time in the standard format for added language content, using explicit language, reading well-known stories, considering your audience, being expressive and using gestures and facial expressions to convey meaning, and saying hello and goodbye in different languages. Finally, seeking advice from peers can be helpful. Incorporating multiple languages into regularly scheduled Storytime improves communication and helps create a welcoming learning environment with something for everyone. Best practices allow even the monolingual children's librarian to develop multilingual friendly Storytimes that pave the way for a more inclusive program. If you don't know where to begin, a good place is with including the languages spoken in your local library community. That concludes the presentation. Thank you for viewing.